Please be seated. Thank you very much. Welcome to Hudson County, North Hudson County Park that was renamed for James J. Braddock. Okay? What better timing is this to erect a statue of the man that bears the name when you walk into this park on his 100th anniversary year here. 100 years ago, this park was here. Give it up, Hudson County. I'm going to honor it with this statue today. And some cake and coffee and some Heinekens. Give a round of applause to the Braddock family. They'll be speaking later, but give it up to the Braddock family that flew from all over the world, let's just say. They were part of this from the beginning. When a little idea that came in a couple of our heads about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it happened when I first ran for freeholder. I knocked on a lady's door and she said, "Why isn't there a statue of James J. Braddock in the park?" I said, "Ma'am, the park is named after him. Named after him. What, it should be a statue." I said, "I'll look into that, I promise you." I did. I tossed the idea to the county executive, Tom DeGeese. He had the same idea. We ran with it. He found the money. I approved the money. Okay? And a lot of heads came together. A lot of heads came together. This is maybe 2.5 years in the making. And I think he's looking down on us and he stopped the rain just for this to happen. Because this is something you really can't have a rain date. We had tents ready, but we said, let's just go with it. Let's just sweat. The county executive will announce to people that we're really intrigued with this process here with the directors and the administrators and everything else like that. But upon coming together as a county, as a freeholder board, the administration, I pitched it to Township Mayor, Mayor Sacco. Great idea. He's the biggest boxing fan in the world. He would never say no to anything like that anyway. But we put it together. Okay, first we found the money. There's a fund that the county has called the Arts Fund. Only can be used for art. Can't be used for roads, can't be used for trees, can't be used for the playgrounds. Has to be used for art. So it says sculpture is an art. Got it approved. The money was spent on the statue. Everything else from the bricks we paid for, but it was ready for an upgrade anyway, this area. And when we came about getting the approvals and the finances together, it was time to pick a sculpture, which the director, Gina, will talk about that later. The biggest part was where we were going to put it. My backyard was too small. The mayor doesn't have a backyard. Tom DeGeese lives too far away. So, we had to come up with a couple ideas. The circle, good idea. Which way it was going to face. Number two, it's dedicated to veterans. Not doing it. There was a grassy area up there, we're going to do that. Then Danny McDermott came before us with his club and said, let's use the building. He gave us a couple plans, a couple diagrams. We were going to use that building up there, the old Hudson County Sheriff's Department, 1950s. Okay, that's where it was going. Big meeting, 10, 15 people here. Everybody left, it was going there. Me and Mike Ashley and Kevin Wong took a stroll down the park because I wanted to look at this area. There were dead trees, old bushes here. We don't know what to do here. I'm not going to give credit to anybody. The three of us said at the same time, statue goes here, right? The statue went here from that day on. We called everybody back and said, cancel all plans, statue's going here. We started immediately going to work. Kevin Warren and Mike Ashley's in the department, come up with sketches, come up with plans. And the contractor didn't even know the date that we were doing it. So I got to give him a lot of credit, Murray Contracting. He really did a fabulous job. And he rushed this for us. Doesn't look like a rush job, but he did it. Came through to get it on September 26th today. So saying that, 100-year anniversary dedicated to the man that bears the name of this park, James J. Braddock. We couldn't have a finer day, a finer year, a fine set of people here to be together in this historical moment of Hudson County, New Jersey. I want to give everybody a hand, Braddock family fan. I'm going to introduce some dignitaries here today. Pitching the plan goes beyond the administration. I have to get the freeholders to approve the money and the spendings and everything else like that. We always usually work together, but when it comes to spending a certain amount of money, we kind of look at it. Is it worth it? Is it necessary? Never got to know from any of my freeholders, and I want to introduce them to you right now. Starting with our vice chair from Jersey City, Bill O'Day, freeholder. Our chair pro tem from Hoboken, Anthony Stickermanu. North Hudson freeholder from West New York, Guttenberg and Weehawken, and Callie Rodriguez. The other freeholders, Freeholder Torres, Freeholder Copaz, Freeholder Walker, Freeholder Tilo Ribas, and Freeholder Zaffelli. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Special thanks to our county administrator, who has the checkbook. We got the signatures, though. Abe Anton, thank you very much. County Council, Don Batista, thank you very much for your guidance in your law department. The county executive will come up and speak, so is the mayor. Also from the county here, Director of Roads, Denise D'Alessandro. County Executive Chief of Staff, Craig Guy. Deputy Chief of Staff, Pat McCarthy. From West York, Commissioners Cosmo Cirillo. Our Assemblywoman, Angelica Jimenez. From Kearney, the Clerk of the Board of Freeholders, Mayor Al Santos. Guttenberg Mayor Wayne Zip will come up. I have a fight with this guy almost every day. Every day. Look at him. Not even paying attention. Not even. I got you. I got him good. Yeah, you. He's the director of parks. My friend Tom DeLeo. Good job. If I missed anybody, the county executive will fill in for me, so will the director, Gino. At this time, I would like to bring up to you our county executive, the Honorable Thomas DeGise.
Thank you, Anthony. And whoever arranged for that sun to hide behind the cloud, could you keep it for about another 3 or 4 minutes? I'd appreciate it. And I want to just echo a little bit of what Freeholder Veneri said. He's like a dog on a bone when he wants something for Braddock Park. And he's been wanting and talking about this for a long time. And a lot of the credit for bringing this home today goes directly to the Freeholder Veneri. So we all thank you. I was interviewed a couple of times for this ceremony. And in one that I'm going to talk about a little bit was from Ring Magazine. And the person from Ring Magazine asked me very directly, why are you doing this? What's so important that you're going to put James Braddock statue in the park? And I thought about it for a second, and I realized, I'm a history teacher by trade, that in history, heavyweight champions of the world are some of the most popular and well-known people, and even unpopular people, in the entire world. And that goes down through history, whether it was Sullivan and Corbett, whether it was Jack Johnson and Jess Willard, or whether it was Dempsey or Tunney, Joe Louis, Joe Walcott, Mike Tyson, all of the great names, and of course Muhammad Ali, that have gone down in history. And here, in Hudson County, we had a tough SOB Irish kid who belongs up there with all of them, and we are so proud that he's achieved that you're going to see his statue today. So with that, I just want to thank everybody, for being here, the family for coming in. I'm only going to give one little extra tip of the hat, and that goes to my friend from Bayonne, Chuck Wepner. We were told earlier in the week that Chuck wasn't feeling well and that he wouldn't be here, but that tough guy, he wouldn't have missed this for the world. And we all know that if the heavyweight championship of the world was fought in a phone booth, he'd be the heavyweight champion of the world. So enjoy your day here. I think I'll introduce the next person to come up, our mayor. and our state senator from this, who's been so supportive of all the initiatives that we've done in the park, my friend Nick Sacco.
We have a rich history in North Bergen. You have Danny McDermott, world champion, has his own fighting club here in town. We have Irish Pat Murphy. Do you need Irish with a name like Pat Murphy? He's 25-0. We had the Embassy Hall right on Bergline Avenue where they had fights on a monthly basis. I saw so many good fights and good fighters go by. And there was one living right here on 78th Street and Park Avenue. He was the former heavyweight champion of the world, but he was known as a great neighbor. He used to go out after winning the championship and shovel snow for his neighbors. He used to invite kids into his house to talk about boxing and potential careers and help anyone who needed help. This was an outstanding man, a member of this community, and I'm so happy today that we're unveiling this statue for him. It was the brainchild of Anthony Vanieri. It was supported by Tom DeGeese and the county executives, but it's really a landmark for North Bergen because when you see this statue, you're going to know exactly what pride means. Thank you.
Before I get my butt kicked, I want to bring up Jerry Clooney to say a word. Cameras?
Listen, all day I'm looking for someone to fight. You think he would have stood up? Hi, everybody. My name is Jerry. I'm alcoholic. Oh, no, that's tomorrow. It's tomorrow's meeting. This is a special hello to Chuck Wepner and Larry Hazard, especially Chuck Wepner, my man. And I got to tell you this great story about James J. Braddock, to his family. Congratulations. To New Jersey, congratulations. And to the United States, congratulations for this great guy. And when he told me that, after he won the championship, he gave the money back, that was a big man. I wouldn't give it back. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. But this is a story about fighters' lives and how we identify with them. We work 2 or 3 jobs, and we come home, and on Friday nights, there's a big fight on, and say Chuck Wepner's fighting, and I'm a big Chuck Wepner fan. And I sit down after working so hard and watch Chuck Wepner win a fight. A little bit of me goes with him. And that's in football. I used to do it, and I used to have bad luck, and I'd be a big Jet fan, right? I come home, and tonight's the night, and we never won. But, James J. Braddock was a heavyweight champion of the world. The guy who struggled, walked miles to feed his family. Lost so many fights, got a shot. Max Baer beat him. I mean, wow, that's such a great honor. And to have his statue here, I mean, I'm so proud of James J. Braddock and to be here with you guys today. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm from North Bergen. We don't go down without a fight. Speaking about North Bergen, I got a fellow commissioners here. Commissioner Frank Gargiulo. Commissioner Hugo Cabrera. Commissioner Alan Pasquale. Commissioner Julio Marenco. From North Bergen, Police Chief Bob Dowd. Deputy Chief Pete Vasilis. Fire Director Mike DiOrio. John Shaw, Superintendent DPW with Frank Inglese. We have our health director, I always forget, Janet Castro. How you doing, Janet? Make up for last week? Thank you. Who else? Let's see. I want to bring up, this is the North Hudson County Park, and it would be consisted of North Bergen, West York, and Guttenberg, because Jersey City has theirs, West Hudson has theirs, Union City has theirs, Secaucus has theirs. This is North Hudson County Park, from Township of North Bergen, West York, and Guttenberg, but everybody uses it across the county. We have schools from all over the county coming to use the tennis courts, use the fields that we play on. We all work together. But from a neighboring community here, I want to bring up the mayor of Guttenberg, Mayor Wayne Zick.
Thank you, Freeholder. Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of myself and my team, we have a couple council people here also. We have Councilwoman Monica Vendora is here, and I also believe Councilman John Haberman is here somewhere. But today's a great day for North Hudson residents. As Freeholder had said, our residents utilize this. I grew up in this park. And one mistaken thing that I noticed growing up, a lot of people referred it to 80th Street Park. And we would have to turn around and correct them first because it's directly across from 79th Street. But we also have to let them know that this was Jimmy J. Braddock Park. And I think once the movie came out, that showed and put a label who he was and where he was from and what this means today. That movie, watching it, a lot of people in North Hudson and throughout Hudson County probably faced some of the struggles he did with his family, as I did. So, I mean, today's a great day for all our residents. This statue, it looks like a trophy, is going to be a symbol of what Hudson County's about, what North Hudson's about, and what we stand for. Freeholder Venieri, County Exec Tom DeGise, freeholders, thank you so much for making this possible. Today's a great day for the Braddock family and the North Hudson residents. Thank you.
You're going to introduce the candidate. She's the only woman that tells you what to do. I want to bring up the Director of Cultural Affairs, Gina Hewling.
Thank you, Freeholder Tubman. Good evening. I know we have some folks who have traveled quite a distance to be here, from Hawaii to California, Pennsylvania, all over New Jersey State. Any Hudson County folks? So welcome to those who traveled both near and far. So my role in tonight's program is really just to thank all of those who had such a special part in making this evening possible. As Vince Lombardi once said, individual commitment to a group effort, that's what makes a team work, a company work, a society work, a civilization work, and that's what we have here tonight. As we got further and further along in the process, all I kept thinking was one step at a time, one punch at a time, one round at a time, and we made it. So first and foremost, a tremendous thank you to the visionaries, to the leaders who made this possible, from the very idea and inception from Freeholder Chairman Venieri all the way through to tonight's unveiling. Please put your hands together for Hudson County Executive Tom DeGise, our Freeholder Chairman Anthony Venieri, and our Hudson County Board of Chosen Freeholders. Great public art isn't possible without this type of commitment, and the one we have from all these incredible elected officials makes tonight more special. The next person I really would like to thank is what I call the Oz behind this entire project, meaning he's the man behind the scenes here. From securing the location, to funding, to setting timeline expectations, working with all of our incredible contractors. Big thank you to Mill Murray from Murray Paving, and even working on the site's most last-minute minute details. Really, overall, this is the man who oversaw this entire project and made it through and through, made it a possibility. My colleague, and now getting to know him through this process, my friend, Director of Parks and Community Services, Tom DeLeo. Tom, if you could please stand. Everyone, please put your hands together. Tom, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I called him every morning, late night. I mean, he's beyond annoyed with me at this point. And I know he's had many sleepless nights, but really an incredible job to you and your staff, Russell Falacara, Michael Ascalise, Kevin Wong, Karen DeFazio. So when I started this project, I had no idea what it entailed, to be honest. All I can say is thanks goodness for our landscape architect, Kevin Wong. Kevin, if you could please stand. So Kevin quickly took me under his wing and started what I call the Braddock experience, because it truly was such an amazing experience. We met, we developed friendships with our incredible sculptor for the project, Zenos Frodakis, our caster, Jim and Pat Mills from Sculptor Cast, and the foundry, Laurent Bronze. They gave us such incredible insight to this delicate and detailed process that we would have never gotten otherwise. The many months of planning, the bi-weekly meetings, all the phone calls. Thank you, Kevin, for all the incredible hard work you put into this project, for taking me under your wing and bringing me up to speed and being an integral part of this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please again put your hands together for Kevin Wong. So needless to say, say, this has been a one-of-a-kind journey, and as soon as the Office of Cultural Heritage Affairs and Tourism Development began working on this project, there was one person along the way who worked out all the logistics, worked out potential partners, sponsors, all the invites you received tonight, and incredible outreach, not only on the state level, but on a national level. Krista Kenny, where are you? I'm sure she's standing somewhere. Krista's our events coordinator for the office, and most likely the person that many of you spoke with or dealt with over the past few months. Krista, your hard work and dedication is so incredible. Thank you for making tonight's possible, and thank you to the entire Office of Cultural and Heritage Affairs for dealing with me for the past several months on this. I briefly mentioned sponsors earlier, and I'd like to elaborate on that in just a minute. The names and organizations I'm about to mention were not only sponsors, but they were partners. They saw the vision of our freeholder chairman, of our county exec, and to what we were doing here tonight. Not only were they on board immediately, but they asked very little questions, which is very rare. So these amazing programs that you have tonight, they were sponsored by Jeanette Salazar from the International Boxing Federation. So huge thank you for that. The credentials and the programs, you can take those home, they're a keepsake. They were also created and designed by Ricardo Salazar from One More Round Enterprises. I'd personally like to thank Ed Brophy from the International Boxing Hall of Fame and Museum. He's unfortunately unable to be with us. He's at a boxing event in Europe. But he lent us one-of-a-kind ring magazines from the 1930s that are in the back. So you can take a peek at those at your leisure. And you'll be able to view, I'm sure you'll see some familiar faces, not only in the magazines, but in the photos. A big thank you to Desmond Boyle from the State of Fitness Boxing Gym for bringing your students. We have some students here. This is the future of our Hudson County Boxing Gym. Welcome. He also provided an authentic 1930s canvas, which I promise you'll see in a minute when we unveil the statue. It was incorporated into the base of the statue. You may have also noticed we have a well-renowned artist working on a live watercolor painting of this evening, Mr. Tony Caparelli. He's in the back. He's the one with the drawing. Sports and entertainment artist and educator for Sports Art TV. Thank you so much, Tony, for being here. A huge thank you to our MC, who not only was one of our consultants for the event, but he's an amazing resource, an incredible friend. He also provided the authentic boxing shoes for the statue, which became a part of the design. Thank you, President Historian of the New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame, Henry Haskell. Last but not least, this person has been a partner with us from the very beginning. She had amazing ideas, incredible concepts, and sharing this event with all of her colleagues at the boxing world, along with providing some HBO gift bags that we're going to give to all the fitness boxing gym students. We couldn't have done it without you, Coco Coves from HBO Boxing, so thank you so much. The next person I'd like to introduce, he supported us in every event and is always the voice of reason when it comes to any and all projects relating to Hudson County. I would like to bring up and introduce my mentor and Chief of Staff, County Exec, a man who really needs no introduction, Mr. Craig Guy.
Thank you, Gina. What better day? And I know Anthony was having hemorrhages during the course of the day when the weather forecast this morning was thunder and lightning storms. Because truth be told, folks, and I know Anthony is gracious enough to thank everybody, but everybody here, especially from North Hudson and especially from North Bergen, should know how much time and effort Anthony puts into making this park the greatest park in the county. There's no day that goes by 365 days a year that Anthony's not in this park looking to see how we can make it better. So Anthony, from the county executive's office and on behalf of the staff that works with you every day, folks, Anthony Vinieri was the architect behind this. He cares about this park and he cares about the North Bergen residents. At this time, I'd ask the county executive and freeholder chair, Anthony, to come up. We have a little token of our appreciation and the appreciation for the job for this statue. Two authentic a set of boxing gloves that were personally signed by Oscar De La Hoya. We'd like to present them both to Freeholder Chair Anthony Venieri and the County Executive Tom DeGise. Thank you, guys.
Don't lose those, you guys. All right. Hudson County, New Jersey. It's a thriving mainstay of arts and culture. You can virtually find everything here, from visual arts to dance, drama, film, all varieties of music, architecture, literature. Everything is abundant in Hudson County's 12 municipalities. We're also a growing destination for all tourists. And tonight, we are so proud to be adding this outstanding piece to our public art scene. What we are celebrating here today is not only the legacy of James J. Braddock and his accomplishments, but this also represents the future generations and what can be accomplished if you follow your dreams. That brings me to how we are here tonight, not why, but how, which is because of our internationally recognized sculptor, Zenos Frudakis. A member, bear with me, it's a long bio. A member of the National Academy of Design, a fellow of the National Sculpture Society, and an MFA graduate of the University of Pennsylvania. His works can be seen in Utsukushi Gahara Open Air Museum, Japan, where he won the Hakone Award for International Excellence in his art, Brook Green Gardens, South Carolina, and the National Academy of Design Museum in New York City. Zenos is best known for his portrait and figure sculptures, including jazz legend Nina Simone, golf greats Arnold Palmer, Bob Jones, Payne Stewart, and 10-foot-high sculptures of baseball legends Mike Schmidt, Richie Ashburn, Robin Roberts, and Steve Carlton for Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. His internationally known works include the United States Air Force Memorial Honor Guard sculpture in Arlington National Cemetery, Freedom at 16th and Vine Streets in Philadelphia, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria, South Africa. If this isn't enough, he is one of the most knowledgeable, wonderful, enthusiastic, entertaining, and really one of the most genuine people I've had the pleasure to get to know over the past several months. Thank you, Zenos and Rowe. You opened up your home, you opened up your studio for us. We were able to document, such an incredible process. So it's my pleasure to introduce internationally renowned sculptor, Zenos Frudakis.
That was longer than my speech, that introduction. Well, my speech is for your eyes and not for your ears, and it's right there. It's going to be a very long speech. But I do want to thank Gina, who was wonderful, and Kevin Wong. The two of them couldn't have done more. They were just wonderful. And they visited the studio often. They didn't micromanage the project. They were just fantastic. And I also worked with Jim and Pat Mills, who is sculpture cast, and they're here. And I have to say, this has been a great experience for me, and I'm very grateful that I had this opportunity. I loved reading and learning about James Braddock. And I think while I was working on it, I'll just say this and I'll sit down, that I was thinking, yes, this is of James Braddock, and this is for the family, and this is for all the boxers, and there are a lot of them here, I'm sure. But it's also for all of us that are fighters. And we're all fighters in life. And I think he hopefully will be an inspiration for many, many years to all of us. Thank you.
Timmy Braddock, grandson of James J. Braddock.
Good afternoon. My name is Tim Braddock. I am one of James J. Braddock's 6 grandchildren, 5 of whom are here today. I'm extremely proud to stand up here on behalf of the Braddock family and say a few words. We're very grateful to the Hudson County Parks and Recreation Department, all the county executives, administrators, and everyone who made the creation and installation of this statue possible. We especially appreciate Kevin and Gina's communication with our family which made us feel like part of the project. From all of us who are here today, and that includes over 60 members of the Braddock family, who have traveled from all across the country, and from those who couldn't be here, we say a sincere thank you. When my father, Howard, was alive, I asked him, what was it like growing up a celebrity? His reply, he was a very quiet man. It was my grandfather's actions and the humble way he led his life that are his legacy. James J. Braddock was a wiry Irishman who believed in himself when almost no one else did. He was an underdog with all the odds against him, and people telling him, you can't win the heavyweight championship of the world against Max Baer. He chose to respond by working much, much harder. The press dubbed his training camp Homicide Hall. On June 13th, 1935, at Madison Square Garden, he won that heavyweight championship in one of boxing's greatest upsets, and truly earned him the nickname Cinderella Man. I believe he beat a more skilled, stronger boxer with hard work, perseverance, and because his family needed him to. To many, including the citizens of Hudson County, the Bulldog of Bergen was an inspiration and a symbol of hope. This statue is a reminder of the power of the human spirit to overcome adversity through determination. If my grandfather were here today, in the park near his home, where he often came to read newspapers, I know this man of very few words would simply say, thank you.
He still wants me. I'll get you the trailer. Just a couple of dignitaries. I see Commissioner Guttenberg from West New York, Cy Ray, our library director, Barbara Basley, our parking director, and Superintendent of Schools George Salter. Also, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I don't know what else is to do because we're all doing this as improv, and we have no idea how we're taking this off.
Jerry to stand up. 6'6".
Come on up, Mr. One of the Braddock members of the family. Come on up.
Thank you, Mr. Denise and Mr. Veneri. My name is Tony Braddock. I lived just down the street once upon a time also. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to say a few words about my uncle. You know, right across the street here, I played many a ball game, many a baseball game when I was a kid. I wore the uniform of North Bergen, Guttenberg, West New York, and St. Joseph's of West New York. The funny part about it was every time I pitched a game and I won the game, the next day in the Hudson Dispatch it would say, Tony Braddock, comma, the nephew of James J. Braddock, the former heavyweight boxing champion of the world in 1935. And once you got written right here, the article would go on and on and on. To me, it was a testament of my uncle and the family. You know, my father was a boxer. There were 5 boys in the family. 4 of them were boxers. My father fought 2-ton Tony Galento on a couple of occasions and beat him. When I was in the military, I had several overseas tours in Korea, Japan, Thailand, Vietnam. I say that because whenever I signed into a base, the first thing was asked me, the general would say, Braddock, are you related to Jimmy Braddock? I say, yes, he's my father's brother. He's my uncle. And boy, the conversation would go. One general said, I met him in Colorado, and boy, he talked to me about the bear fight. We had a heck of a conversation. I said, how did you get him to talk? He said, well, I was a boxer myself when I was younger. One of my uncles, Michael Joe, who got him into boxing, used to say, he come off the floor, meaning when he broke his hand, he came up the hard way, and he did it the hard way. He didn't let anything stop him, because he used to say to me, Tony, keep punching. And it was a good motto for me as I was growing up. He said, keep punching. He might have been down, Uncle Jim, but he was never out, really. And he proved it against John Henry Lewis, Corn Griffin from Fort Benning, and Art Lansky, and Damon Runyon dubbed him the Cinderella Man, and he went into the big fight with Bear. He wasn't to be denied. The heck of a fighter. And this is a heck of a tribute to him. He was an honest man, a man of integrity, a man of character. And just to show you what I'm talking about, in the early 50s, a fellow by the name of Big Jim Farley, who was he was the Postmaster General of the United States. He went to the President of the United States, I can't remember if it was Truman or whether it was Eisenhower, and he went to the Senate and made a recommendation that the United States establish a sports commission. Not taking anything away from the Jersey Sports Commission, okay? However, what he did was he recommended that Jimmy Braddock be the first commissioner of the country in the sports commission, if it was established. It never did come about, but that's what they thought about him, how great he was, not only in the ring, but also in civilian life. And you've heard some of the accolades that have been stated here so far. So I'd like to say that Mr. DeGeis and Mr. Veneri, my grandparents, Joseph and Elizabeth, were here, and Michael, Jim, and Aunt May, and their brothers and sisters, and of course, there's a few of us in my generation that are here, and we're very thankful for this honor you're bestowing upon him. As Tim just said, he's thankful for his generation, for you to bestow this upon our uncle and his grandfather. And all I got to say is thank you very much. And this is one heck of a tribute to a great guy, Gentleman Jim Braddock, the Cinderella Man. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna, one more hour of speaking. We're gonna have a fist fight in the back of all the champs. We have a citation here from the county executive to present to the Braddock family. I think it's easier, Mr. Executive, we go down there. Freeholders, want to get a picture of me, please? Freeholders? Just a few more announcements. We got our former Senator, Senate President Bernie Kenny, former Assemblyman Sean Connors, and our Director of our Correctional Facility, Ron Edwards. Did I forget anybody? Because we want to take this thing off. Where? Some lady over there, some guy over there, some lady over there. We're good. Are we good to go? Yeah. We're going to bring our Star Master to end the ceremony, ring the bell, and we're going to take this thing off. There we go.
Please don't block this.
Before I do ring the bell, there are a few other individuals here, the cutmen, Richie Swartz and also Danny Milano. And it reminds me of a story before we unveil this thing between a fight between Chuck Webner and Randy Newman. You know Chuck Webner, he was known for bleeding. So in their third fight, there was blood all over the place. And the referee goes, "Chuck, I'm gonna have to stop it." And he says, "Don't stop it. I get cut worse shaven." He says, "Chuck, I gotta stop it." He said, "No, don't do it." He said, then the referee says, "Chuck, it's not you, it's Randy." Chuck looked at Randy's eye and says, "Oh, that's awful bad. If I was you, ref, I'd stop the fight." And that's what he did. So it's in the boxing world, when somebody passes, we ring this here bell.
No way. Dude.
But in New Jersey, we ring it differently than anyone else.
No.
You see, if you're in Las Vegas, Atlantic City, Madison Square Garden, Barclays Center, or any other venue around the world, they ring a bell similar to this 10 times. We're going to ring it 9. We ring it 9 because we feel a part of James J. Braddock is still living right here. And I think a big part of James J. Braddock is living here. And once this thing is unveiled, you'll see why. So without further ado, I want to ring this bell 9 times, but not in the memory of James J. Braddock, but in the celebration of the life he gave us all. May we have the unveiling!
That's it, folks. Special shout out to the Sheriff's Department, North Burlington Police Department. Thank you. There's refreshments in the back, and the carnival's open. Let's enjoy it. God bless everybody. Thank you for coming. Take pictures.